Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought we'd have some fun with a few different ideas. So we're still using the colours that will be retiring fairly soon. And these are what they call the in colours. I've just got one the wrong way around, so I was trying to turn it round. And Magenta Madness, Cinnamon Cider, Bumblebee, Misty Moonlight and Just Jade. Beautiful colours, and they will be retiring very soon. I keep saying, and I will say at the beginning of each one, if you like them, if you've got some of them, and you haven't got the re-inkers, get them now, because as soon as they go onto the retired list, they will go immediately. If you want coloured cardstock, so for example, here's a piece of Just Jade. So if you want the coloured cardstock, ribbons, anything to do with these in colours, they will all be retiring before the new annual catalogue comes out. And we'll get 5 new ones, which is always exciting, but don't wait until the retiring list comes out because you will miss out on them. So that's my little warning out of the way. We're using Quiet Meadow because I really love this flower. I did something with it a little while ago, but I've got another idea with it. We're also using Dragonfly Garden because I love the flowers on this, and those flowers I think will work beautifully together. So that's the sort of plan there. We're going to use some masks, the butterflies and flowers layering decorative masks, which you've got all sorts of different ones, and I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to use, but we're going to use some of those. We might use the flowers, we might use the sort of leaf things, I don't know, haven't decided. And we are using, this is the Mother of Pearl 12 by 12 speciality paper. Now, we're going to be using, instead of white, basic white, we're going to be using the cream. It's not called cream, it's called, oh, you're shouting at me now because I can't think what it's called. But if I get a sheet of this out, I'm sure it will come to me in a minute. I hope you can see if I get it to the light. This is Mother of Pearl. You get 2 sheets of 12 by 12, but you don't need to use whole pieces. You can use little tiny pieces, and that's what we're doing with this card today. But it really has this sort of iridescent bits inside it, and really, really pretty. So we're using that with not basic white, but very vanilla. Knew I'd get there. So very vanilla instead of the basic white, because the basic white just doesn't go. So if I get a piece of basic white out on there, you can see it makes the Mother of Pearl cardstock just look a bit grubby, and it's not at all, but it just doesn't work well with the basic white. So preparation, what I've done to start off with, I have taken and I've die cut out from the Quiet Meadow dies, which are absolutely lovely. Let's make sure that I've got those. Have I got them out? So that, yes, because I've used a few different dies, so I'm trying to show you what I've used. We've used some of the scalloped and contour. I haven't used any of those ones. Right, so we have used the meadow dies. And these meadow dies, I've always liked them. I think they're great for doing silhouettes in black. I think they're great for colouring in, because you've got all of these different flowers that you can do, as I say, in just all sorts of things. So I have die cut one of the flowers in the Mother of Pearl because it gives that real sort of iridescent look to it. I've cut out one of the borders. So these I love for doing the sentiments on. And again, it's the sort of thing, you use it, you put it away, and then you forget how pretty these are. So I'm using these at the moment, so I think they're lovely. And I've done a little butterfly, again in the iridescent. So we've got 3 things in the iridescent. There are 2 different shapes of butterflies. So again, if you love butterflies, you can do lots of butterflies with it. Lovely set, this. And then we are going to just sort of build up some ideas. And the inspiration for this came from, let me just get it out. I'm doing some ATCs, which are artist trading cards for a swap that I belong to. So we swap and do different ideas. And I put this together. This is just basic white cardstock. And I've done some stamping on the back. And I looked at that and I thought, oh, I really like that. I love the way the colours go together. And I love the pop of pink in there and just the way it's sort of built up. So that's what I thought I would do. But I wanted to make it a little bit more, use a different colour. So we're using the cinnamon cider. So I've got a standard sort of base piece of that. And then I've got a piece which is 1/4 of an inch smaller. And then with the other dies, which are the colour and contour dies, which are called scalloped contour dies. These have all the lovely different shapes in there, so you can do all the shapes, which are really rather good. This one in the UK is a little bit big. So it just about fits in there, but it doesn't go perfectly with the sizes that we use. So I tend to use the one down. So it's a second size down that we've used. But it's not going to be, it's going to be all covered up. So we can move this out of the way. We just need to remember that that's our base colour in the cinnamon cider. And then we can get this out. And we can do all sorts of designs and things on it. I just need to get a scrap of copy paper. Have I got a piece of... Here we go. So that then I don't use up all my grid paper. So I'm just going to put a bit... My chair's squeaking as I get myself in. Okay, so we're going to have this in like that. And we're going to be using all of these different colours. So I think I'm going to start with some sponging. So I need to get my cinnamon cider sponge dauber out, and we'll take the cinnamon cider. And this is going to be about building up this background piece. Now, you could, if you're not somebody who likes building things up, you could just very simply do it with, what's it called? Just a piece of designer series paper, pattern paper. So you don't have to do your own building up. I just quite like, you know, building things up and just doing different textures and things and just seeing how it goes. So I'm doing all the way across on this, re-inking some of it, keeping some of it not, so that we're going to have different colour variations, and then just take that off. So that's just given us a little bit of a backgroundy sort of colour in there with the little speckles, not too much, just a little bit, which I think will work beautifully. Now we're going to take these stamps that we like. So the Quiet Meadow and the Dragonfly. I just love those flowers together. I think that they will work really well. So I'm going to take those with, and I think I'm going to do them in, let me have a look. I've got my, there it is. I got my block out and I was trying to work out where I put it. So let's just get my block in like that. And we can put this on. So I think I'm going to do this in, do I do it in the same colour? Let's have a little look. What I tend to do is I will put things on there to see, do I need to add other colours in? Am I going to keep it as it is? I wanted to sort of bring in other colours, but I'm not sure how it's gonna work. I'm not gonna do the colors straight away, I don't think. Let's take these in because we want to be doing some of our other colors as well. So shall we do it in the Misty Moonlight or the Just Jade? Misty Moonlight, I think, because that's going to come quite nice and dark in on there. So let's have a flower in here with the Misty Moonlight. Now again, if you find it difficult to go all the way across, it's quite easy to just sort of, and I'm going to try and take it off the edge as well, so I don't have it all the way on there. That's perfect. So I've got one in like that. That's quite nice. I quite like those two tones together, which means I need to do the other one as well. So let's I'm going to have to use this twice, and it's only because I haven't got another block that size, I don't think. I think I need to have, you see, this again is a nice long one. So what I need to do is, and it's the same sort of size, so I am going to have to clean this one off first. It's me twittering again, but I quite like talking as I go and then seeing what happens. Okay, so this is the, let's get the other one on. Which is rather nice. It's always good when you have a look at flowers and things and you find different ones that we've got and you go like, oh, that works okay. So on this one, I want to make sure that I'm not taking it in over the other one. So I'm just going to put it in like that. So we've got this bit that comes in like that, which I think is quite pretty. So we've got those two on. I don't think I need to put another one on the other side. Do I want that one on again? I am going to, because I just want to have it coming off the side. I'm trying to fill in everything on here, which will make it look pretty good, hopefully. So that's that one. Let's get this one back out again. And then this one we're going to have down on. And when they're quite big, you can see me inking it up and down, or you can turn it on the other way. So again, I'm turning it this way because that works with my hands, and then I can see where I'm going with this and taking that off the other side like that. That's nice. So we've got all of those colours and things going on, which I think is lovely. So we've used two of the colours so far, but you know that because those in colours are 5 of them, they're designed to work and complement each other. So you don't have to worry. If you're somebody who worries about colour combinations and things, you don't have to worry about that at all, because it's going to be quite easy to get those colours in. Okay, now we've got these little tiny dragonflies, or little, I don't know what you call them, little butterflies, little dragonflies, little lace wings, little whatever you want them to be, little pretties. And these I'm going to, I need to get a smaller block out for this. I want a great big huge block on there. Let's take that one. So what I want to do with this one is to add another colour in on there. So let me go back again, work on what I'm doing so I'm not making it overly detailed. So we've got this coming on here, that coming on there, which I think looks really nice now. But I want to have some of these little ones going in, and I want to take a different colour, and I am going to go with the pink because I want to have a pop of another colour coming through. So let's open this up, and then we can just take some of this coming through. So again, just put it through. Just going to have it sort of coming through like that. And then maybe coming through down like that. That's pretty. Might even take it through on here a bit and a little bit up like that. Okay, so we've now got the little bits of, and you can see just by adding a little bit of another colour how it just sort of pops it in. So if I put that back in on there, you can see how that background is starting to come together. It's not completely done yet, but it's starting to come together, because what I want to do is to have as much detail as I can in on there to just add colours and things through. So this is from the Dragonfly Garden, which I think is lovely. So we can pop that one back in there, and let's have a look and see what else we can put on there. My other stamp set's just fallen down on the floor. There it is. Whoops. So we can put this one back in on here. Now we've got some little tiny on here. There's some little tiny flowers and things on there which I think are quite pretty, and I'm going to put those. There's two of them. So I'm going to put these on here, and I'm going to put them quite close together because they're quite small. And I'm going to use some, I'm going to go back to the cinnamon cider. Take this back out again. And then I'm just going to do one at a time actually, I think. So what I want to do is to just try and, so I'm just popping these in quite randomly. Like that, that's quite good. So that's the larger one. Then we're going to take the smaller one and see how that goes. So let's take this little tiny one. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So literally just dotting it about, particularly sort of around the edges. The idea is that you're just doing it to build up this background, so you've got as much sort of colour in there as you can get. I'm just going to clean that one up a bit. Okay, so we've got those which are quite pretty. So let's put these ones back in here. And that one in there. And then we've got splatters. Now splatters, again, as I've always said, splatters will tie things in nicely. And I'm just going to use, I don't want cinnamon cider, I'm going to use bumblebee. Because again, that bumblebee I think will just pick up a little bit. And then we can, so you might think that it's starting to look a bit busy, and yes it is, but that's what we want. It's going to be a background for what we've got. So I'm literally just going over the top of everything with these little splatters in on here, because I'm just trying to build up there we go, like that. I'm just trying to build up this background so that it's almost like, as I say, the papers that we have. When we look at our designer series paper, there's always a lot of different colours and layers and things going on. And this is where you can do it quite easily with your stamp sets. So we've got the flowers and things, but we haven't coloured them in. And we've added onto the background some really pretty colours and things. Okay, so now I've got my cinnamon cider, because what I want to do is I want to go round the edge here, and I need to get a little bit more on here. I don't want it overly dark, but I do want it toned in quite nicely. So I'm going to just, I want it to go where the stitching is. So I am bringing it down quite a bit, because you can see on here you've got stitching which comes down. And then you've got the scallop outside the stitching. So that's what I'm trying to colour in with the sponge dauber, which then just gives, it'll give just a little bit of extra definition. And it will also just bring in that, that pretty look. Okay, so I think that's about right. So we've used all the colours apart from just jade in this. So let me have a look and take that out of the way, because I don't think we need that now. So I can then put this on here. This is going to come slap bang in the middle. And you can see how you've now got these pretty colours coming through. Then I want to take this flower, and that's going to go in over the top. So you've got that colour coming through. And then we've got this that can go in over there as well. So it's going to be quite a pretty sort of florally card. And I've got the little butterfly in on there as well. So it's quite sort of, you know, lacy looking. Now, I want to have a sentiment in on here. So what can I have? I've got Out of Quiet Meadow. I've got Thinking of You, You're Too Kind, Love, Heartfelt. Oh, in fact, we could put some of those on the background. Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. This one, You Are an Inspiration, For a True Friend, May Good Things Grow All Year Long. For a true friend, I think that's quite nice. Or You Are an Inspiration. You Were an Inspiration. I wonder if that'll fit. Let me see. Where are we? You Are an Inspiration. I think that'll fit on there. Yes, it will. Okay, so let's put that in on here like that. Sure we've got that as straight as we can. Now I'm going to do it in the cinnamon cider, because I want everything to sort of tie in. I could do it in black, but cinnamon cider is quite a dark colour, so I just need to, on a scrap first of all, to make sure that I'm straight. Perfect. So this is going to go onto a piece of the Very Vanilla. Like that. You Are an Inspiration. Then I've got the lovely Mother of Pearl. So I'm just going to take the paper snips, which I did before, which I really liked, and I'm just going inside the line, inside the line again. So it's quite easy to follow through. Inside the line here. And then just inside the line on here. So then I can put this in on here. And you still got the Mother of Pearl around the side. So I'm just going to do that with a little bit of wet glue. And put that on. Now I could have done it with dimensionals actually, but I don't think I want it with, I think I want this down like this. So it just goes in nicely, and you've got your stitching around the side, and you've got that lovely mother of pearl part in there. So that's going to go across like that with dimensionals. And I'm going to put up, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the inside of this because I want to try and get a little bit of height with it. So let's put some of this together. I really like that background. It's come out really rather well, so I'm quite pleased with that. So let's put this on. I should slap my wrist because this is why I never normally glue anything together, because I always take out a die cut or something from anything that I've cut out, but I'm not on this one, so I always try and be as thrifty as I can. Okay, so that's then going to go in on the centre, and that's going to go flat. But you've got all of this lovely detail with the scallops and the stitched element as well. And then just by doing it completely, you've got this to go in, and I'm trying to get it as centered as I can. Now, you know, if you wanted to, you could literally just put a large sentiment on there and that would look beautiful as well. But I want to try and get a little bit of height on that, because that will allow, it will make it look a little bit prettier. So let me just get, I need to get my mini dimensionals out. Oops, here we go. Right, so I need minis. I don't want anything bigger, and I might have to cut some little tiny strippy pieces off. We'll see. Whoops, did I knock the camera? Maybe. Okay, so you are an inspiration. That's going to go up with dimensionals. And I tend to put them one end and the other, so that if it has to go across here, it's not going to be in the way too much. And what I want to try and do is to put one on the center of each one of these flower pieces, like that. And hopefully that will go in on the center of there and won't stick out too much. And then we just need a very tiny piece to go down on here. Now, this is where you can just cut a little tiny sliver with your off the edge. So this is a tiny little sliver, and hopefully that will go. It's quite difficult getting it straight, but hopefully it'll go straight enough. Right, come on, in on the center like that. That's perfect. Okay, so I can now take the backing off. The ones out of the center of here. A little bit fiddly doing them, but not too bad once you get going. Okay, so we can then put this in that way or that way, I think. I want it just at a slight angle, and I want this piece too, so I can do it from here. I want that to come just nearly at the top, but not quite. So put that down. So that's got your dimension up on there. This can then go across like this. So you are an inspiration. So it can go across like that. And you can see by doing that, it's not going to protrude too much. If I put more dimensionals on, it wouldn't have worked. And then we've got this little tiny butterfly. So we'll have that in. Just pop a dimensional in on there. And then we can put that in up like that, flying out. No, it's got to come up like that. I'm just going to put it just so that it's almost settling, and it can come just a little bit off on there, so it just takes that look from there. And there you are. I need to just put a tiny little drop of glue underneath that little piece there, because that's going to annoy me. It's just sticking up too much. So if I just take a tiny little bit of glue like that, and then just do it so it just sticks down, which it will do. I'll just, as soon as the glue goes a little bit tacky, it'll go down. But you can see you've got this lovely colour on there. The background is quite subtle, but again, very pretty. I could have put that up with dimensionals as well if I'd wanted to, but I think that works. You know, for postage, it's not going to be too high. And it's a very pretty way of doing your own background and your own colours. So, quick recap. We obviously use the in colours that are retiring. So we know those ones. You've got your 5 colours here. And we used 4 of them to just give us that look. So we use Misty Moonlight, Cinnamon Cider, Bumblebee and Magenta Madness. We use the Dragonfly Garden, and the Dragonfly Garden was for this flower and was for the lovely little flying things, and for the sentiment "You Are an Inspiration." From the Quiet Meadow, we use this lovely flower. We use the splatters. We use the little flowers. And we use the dies from the, get those out. So we use some of the masks. So these masks are from the butterflies and whatever the other things, layering masks. We use 2 dies, so the scalloped contour dies, the meadow dies, and that's about it, I think. But it does look very pretty. I think it's worked beautifully, and you know, it's a lovely card. So anyway, thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.